Hey guys, welcome back to Two Girls, One Bong.
The podcast that is better when you're stoned, but I will just put two torches together and amaze you with my talent if you're not. My name is Mac Dizzle.
I'm Joya. You might recognize us from your favorite viral video, or you might have been watching our content for the last 8 years.
If you're new here,
Girl.
welcome. We've been making content together for we're the original two girls. We've been making content together for almost a decade. And we're so happy to have you here.
We sure the fuck are. Let's dive on in.
Let's dive on in. So for anyone who missed the demonstration before, because I know it was the screen grab, so this is what I was talking about. Amazing you with my talent.
And also maybe a little bit of terror, a little bit of fear.
Talent. David Blaine.
Right.
Criss Angel.
Yeah.
Freak My Mind.
Honestly,
have you rewatched those?
Not
recently?
in a long time.
I rewatched them recently. Much less remarkable in 2023.
Are they?
Much less remarkable in 2023.
I would love to watch some modern. Well, so Criss Angel still does magic.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he still does because I'm pretty sure when we were in Vegas, I saw a freaking advertisement for who was the other one you said? Oh, David Blaine. It might be David
Blaine.
I don't know. But
there were a bunch of people would make fun of David Blaine and Criss Angel a lot in skits. And I remember just an abundance of content like that in like 2006 on like YouTube and stuff. And like, I don't know if like SNL did a skit or something, but there was this one viral skit where like David Blaine just kept popping up in these crazy places, making this like crazy, like intense face. It was just like, I don't like, it's like this very fuzzy memory in my brain. I'll have to find it, but
that's funny.
Yeah. Shout out David Blaine.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Because I really would like to watch. Like, I mean, I recently watched a magic show in Vegas like some months ago, last year sometime. And
who was it?
It was good.
I said, who was it?
Oh, I don't fucking Matt something.
Oh, shout out Matt.
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't remember his name.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Yeah, he does magic now. He's a magician now.
That's so fucking nuts.
Matt Magic Guy Vegas show. Matt Franco. I think he like fucking
Matt Franco.
I feel like he like won some like yeah, America's Got Talent winner. Yeah, exactly.
Hi, shout out America and talent.
Yeah, but it was not like that dope. Like there was multiple times where, well, there was one time for sure that I saw a movement that probably wasn't supposed to be caught on camera. Like he like put something into his back pocket or something. And it like was not part of the show. It just wasn't that good. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if it's maybe
he had a bad night.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but also, I mean, there was a lot of oohs and ahs for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Magic doesn't bewilder me unless I'm like wasted. Magic is very bewildering when I'm drunk.
I imagine that.
Extremely bewildering. One time when we went, just like, hey, one time when when Rajul and I went to Old Town San Diego, there was this magic store, and the guy there did a couple different magic tricks, and I bought like 3.
Nice.
I bought like a stack of cards, or maybe I only bought one. I think I only bought like this trick deck. Oh. And I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do this trick. And I've not even opened it. They've been sitting in my closet for a year now.
That's to be expected. I did not think that you busted that fucking deck of cards out at any point after you bought it.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all,
let's be honest.
First of all, I am a firm believer, and just because I haven't done it yet doesn't mean that I'm not fucking great at it. All right. There are so many things that people have not tried. And what if you're just like really fucking good at skiing, Joya? What if you like shred the fucking slopes? Like you shred the narnar and you just haven't tried it and you have no idea.
I tried snowboarding.
Well, guess what? You didn't put your fucking legs in 2 cylindrical or whatever pasta noodles and slide down a fucking mountain. Snowboarding's way harder, I think.
No, skiing is supposed to be harder. Snowboarding is supposed to be easier in general.
Okay, well, snowboarding looks way cooler, so I'm gonna say it's harder.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I also recently heard, dude, somebody that's like a friend of a friend broke both legs skiing.
Slay. Did you see that thing
That
with
is
like
not a
what was it?
sleigh. She
Was it
can't just
Gwyneth
say sleigh for
Paltrow?
everything. It's not a sleigh. The person broke both of their legs and it's fucking gnarly. And I don't want
Well,
to
I
do
just
it.
assume because they're skiing that they're probably rather relatively wealthy with good health insurance.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So,
Yeah. I
like
mean,
slay.
let's put two and two together. Like, yeah.
You're skiing. You're obviously not impoverished,
You
okay?
clearly
Because one
have
thing,
rich people hobbies. So, yeah, fair
my
enough.
sympathy is minimal for things that happen to rich people doing rich people things.
Right.
But like, okay, what if you're just like really, really good at code in computers? You just never looked into it. Like you could just like code the fuck out of some shit, you know?
Dude, yeah. I mean, did you have obviously you had a MySpace page, right?
Yeah, and I copied so much code in my life.
Yeah. I mean,
Copied and pasted so much code.
that was like, I mean, there were definitely ones that I knew by heart. Like
That's
the
insane.
color, how to change I mean, I don't remember them anymore, but I do
Yeah,
remember not having to Google how to change the color of the text
that's
and like
crazy.
knowing like, I mean,
She was just like 000 underscore 12
no,
37
no, 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 no,
underscore.
no. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. So it wasn't full blown code because it
It
wasn't
was like
zeros and
color
ones.
underscore exp
Arrow.
enter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
Um,
still
yeah. I mean, it was intense. There was like when I think about how different my MySpace page was over time, there was like one period where it could be as wide as possible, but it needed to be as short as possible. And then there were times where it could be as long as I fucking wanted, as long as it was only this fucking skinny all the way down.
what's
Very silly.
something what's something you've never tried but you think you would be pretty good at? Can I just be really bold right now?
Yeah.
I think I'd be fucking great at NASCAR driving.
I could see
I
that.
think I think I would fucking crush it.
I could see
I
that.
don't know what all goes into it. I know you gotta like the tires get slicker, turning and you gotta be able to if somebody bumps into you, keep control. I feel like I could fucking crush it.
You think you could?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. I really feel like Danica Patrick, me, same caliber. I might even be better,
Right.
honestly. Do you
Yeah.
remember when she was doing really well and they were like, she's only winning because she's so skinny. She only weighs like 100 pounds. That's why she's winning.
No, I
I
do
don't know if
not
that's
remember that.
true or not, but yeah, the men were
It's
mad. The
not.
men were in a tizzy.
That's not true. That's
Yeah,
not true.
like 50 pounds isn't the reason she's beating you.
Right. It's because you
Let's be
suck.
real here. It's because you don't have the power of the puss.
Period.
Once you harness the power of the puss, you can literally move so quickly. That's one of the secrets.
That's so funny. I don't remember hearing that. I can't imagine how
You
many
didn't learn that in school?
that they said that Danica Patrick was winning because she was skinny.
Oh, no, no, no. That power of the puss makes you go faster.
Oh, no, I did not learn that in school. So thank
That's
you so
crazy.
much for educating me.
That's a
This
disservice to this to this
late in
to the
life.
children of this
I
nation.
28 years I went without knowing that. Like that's so
That's
fucked.
crazy. That's literally fucked.
What I was gonna say is I wonder, I can't imagine how many excuses, different types of excuses that men have made for why women are better at doing something than they are.
Oh my god, I remember. So I've had this happen to me. I was when I was little, before boys hit puberty, we were all like 9, 10 years old, right? And we were out in front of my grandma's house, and there were these two boys that lived down the street, Brandon and Kyle, and I was super fast. I'm still pretty fast. Like that's like what I was once I get a good stride going, if it's a good distance, I'm quick. Short distance, not the quickest person. Long distance, like 100 meters, 100 yards, dusted. Because it takes me a little bit to build up my speed. So that being said, I was a quick little lady. And I remember racing the boys in front of my grandma's house. There were two speed bumps that were a pretty good distance apart from each other. So we'd start at one speed bump and race to the other speed bump. And I
Mhm.
would dust them every single time. And I would do it barefoot. I wasn't wearing shoes. And they said I won because I wasn't wearing shoes.
Oh my god. That
Literally.
is fucking crazy.
Yo, wait, that reminds me. This isn't even like the same, but kind of the same. Like, I feel like that was a disadvantage. Having no
Yeah.
shoes on your feet seems like a disadvantage in my
Or else
opinion, but
all of the
whatever.
fucking Olympic runners would be running with no
Would be
shoes on.
barefoot. Like, let's, you
Yeah.
know. Anyways, that being said, they could have taken their shoes off and raced me, but they didn't because I think they knew.
Right.
Uh, but there was this a person in, I don't know if it was the Olympics, but it was some kind of race, and he had both of his legs severed at the knee, and had like those
Yeah.
like kind of,
Like a prosthetic.
they're
But
not prosthetics, but like the
the hook
metal kind of,
ones.
the hook metal, yeah, that kind of has like the bounce, the bounciness.
Yeah.
And he like did really well in the race. I don't know if he won or not, but people were trying to say that he had an advantage because of his fucking legs. And so he shouldn't have won.
He literally doesn't have his. He literally only has
Imagine,
half legs.
imagine, imagine going to a double amputee and saying that's fucked up that you won.
That is horrible. But that's the kind of world that we live in. I cannot even
Literally,
like.
like he has an unfair advantage because he lost both of his legs and now his little metal paper clips. I hate that. And I hate that I didn't beat him. I'm embarrassed with my
Yeah.
two functional fucking legs. The only way he won is because advantage. Like, that's so crazy.
Yeah. That's so funny.
It's hilarious.
That is hilarious. Oh, that's funny. I was well when you were talking about the racing thing, this doesn't have to do with anybody complaining about not winning, but we had many years, probably 5 years ago now, 4 years ago, we were at Adam's friend's house for 4th of July,
Hmm.
and his friend has a younger brother that's like 4 years younger than us or something.
Hmm.
And so we were like 23, and they had just graduated high school, the younger brother's friends. And so at some point, everybody's drinking. Adam challenges his friend's little brother to a foot race. And he's like, I will, yeah, he's like, I'll fuck you up, bro. Like, come on, be for real. Let's go. Let's,
Is Adam fast?
he's really athletic.
And Adam is
Um,
extremely athletic. Like, you can see just the
yeah,
way he's built.
yeah,
And he like played football and like just naturally gifted in that
yeah,
sense. Okay.
yeah.
But I didn't know if he was like just like a fast person. He was okay.
I don't know.
Not a runner necessarily, though. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mean, he definitely had confidence, so I imagine he was fast at some point or another. But he told this kid, like, if I lose, like, I'll give you this half ounce of weed, and if you lose, then you don't even need to give me anything. Like, it's fine.
Oh, okay,
Um,
big talker.
yeah. So, like, he's like, I'm that confident that I'm gonna fucking dust you.
And they were drunk too.
Yeah, everybody's drunk.
Okay, good, good, good. A really good combo.
And it was kind of annoying because these kids are like, they're like talking to us like we're old as fuck. Like
Oh, okay, okay.
they're
That
like,
is
you
obnoxious.
guys are basically fucking geriatric. Like one of them was like, isn't that guy like 23? I'm like, oh my god, like, yeah, like they're looking at us
You
like
mean peak physical shape?
literally. So like, but they're like, they think they know everything. They're like 18.
Like 23 to 40, your body is
Uh,
maybe like 23 to like 35.
30.
No, I would say 30. Dude, I don't agree with that. I do not agree with the 30 thing. Your body starts breaking down. Like, yeah, so you just need to start taking
If you
care of
don't
yourself
care
in
of
a better
if
way.
you don't take care of it, but when you're like 23, like you don't have to do anything to take care of your body. Like it's fucking you're in prime physical shape for sure.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. But I would say that I know plenty of people who get in better shape than they've ever been in their life in their 30s, 40s, 50s.
My dad did that in his 60s, so it's
Yeah.
possible for anybody. But yeah, Adam
So
did
they were
not
calling
win.
you geriatric for being 23.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Adam lost the race.
Oh no.
Not by a ton, I don't think, but he did lose. And on top of that, he pulled a muscle. And he hurt for like 2 days after. It was so funny.
That's a hard ego bruise right there.
Yeah.
That's a hard
It
ego bruise. You
it
lost an
was
ounce of weed and you pulled a muscle and you're geriatric.
yeah, and yeah, the kids that were calling us old as fuck were like exactly.
That's It's so crazy to me because, like, I understand when kids do that because I was the same way. Like, when you're 18, 19, 20, 20 to like 25, once you turn 26, you start to realize, oh, it's happening. Age is
Mhm.
happening. Age is happening. It's
Mhm.
happening, and I can't stop it. It's not stopping.
Mhm.
At around 26, that's when I started to have that realization.
Yes.
But 18 to fucking 23, 24, I was like, I'm gonna be young forever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be hot forever. All
Mhm.
you old people, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like, I was so certain that I was never gonna age. And so when I see other young people doing that, I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to brace them because 26 was a rude awakening.
Yeah. It's definitely very different. And I agree. I mean, when I was younger, I mean, you just like think you know everything. Like you think you're like
Yes.
you're set for life and like old people are just so lame and they just don't
And,
get
like, they
it.
don't know anything or something. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't live, fucking 80 years on the earth.
Yeah, dude. I mean, today's old people, I'm like, okay, like the old people are about to start getting cool.
Ignorant.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
old
the
people
old
are
people are about to start getting lit. Have you seen
yeah.
that little old lady in New York City who wears all green?
I don't think so. Is she on
Oh my
TikTok?
god. No, I think she, like, they've done some, like, news articles about her because she's just, like, this icon,
She wears
but
all green?
so her hair is naturally, like, grayed and white out, so she just dyes her gray and white hair green. She wears all different green tones, green shoes, her whole house is green, like, green backyard. Look up New York green lady, you'll find her, I promise. It's this tiny, tiny little old lady. And I'm looking for more of those to start coming out the woodwork. Less Pam and Tammys who hate black people, and more green ladies in New York who have fucking sick ass aesthetics and are probably very fucking liberal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
That's what I'm
see
waiting for.
her now. She's
Isn't she
adorable.
adorable?
She's
I want to
very
be
cute.
her, but pink.
Yeah. She is so cute. And also, I'm dying because she's in Brooklyn, which is like totally like the
Okay.
cool, hip
Yeah.
fucking place to live. It's funny.
No, she is a fucking icon.
She is so cute. Yeah,
She's
I'm looking
really
forward to more of those as well.
more. Yes, more of that.
Yeah.
Because well, I also think that a lot of the people who are starting to age, like, we're taking care of ourselves in a different way. So I think we're gonna be like less salty and full of anger and spite. Well, at least some
Mhm.
of us, not all of us.
Right, of course. But
Because
yeah.
I do forget I live in this my own little world where I'm like, everyone's experiencing things the way I am. And everyone's waking up and we're all gonna see that capitalism's bad and blah blah blah, and then I get rudely awakened by going in the comments of some posts. There was these workers at Dunkin Donuts, and DragCon was happening in the building, and so they wanted to get a raise for the day because it was going to be extremely busy, high stress, hard work environment, and the
That's
bosses
fair.
said no, we're not. Yeah, I support workers asking for more money at
When
all times.
when you and especially when it's like a super I mean, it's like working like on a holiday basically. It's like
Yeah. Well, it's not it's just extremely hard conditions to be working in.
right, super
You know that
busy.
it's going to be busy as it's like Super Bowl, like when you work at
Yeah,
Buffalo Wild Wings. You
totally.
have a special staff there. You know in advance that you're going to be working there. You get special bonuses and blah 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 for doing that.
Mhm.
So I totally understood why they wanted that. And I was like, yes, they should get paid more. And so they didn't get it and they ended up walking out for the day. They're like, we're striking. The boss said they didn't want to pay us more money, so we're not going to be here to work. They're not going to make no money here from us, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, great, period. Yes, workers unite. And
Yeah.
I was expecting to go into the comments and see like corporate greed, boo. And instead it's like, this is a no skill job and you expect a raise. This is what happens when you work at Dunkin Donuts and expect $20 an hour. Like, people want to watch other people fucking suffer, and it is a phenomena that I cannot wrap my head around. I do not fucking understand it. Why do you want things to be hard for people? Like, wouldn't it be a great world where if you lost everything, you could go get a job at Dunkin Donuts and get paid $20 an hour? Doesn't
Yeah,
that sound great?
right. I don't know why people want to see other people suffer because that really
People
is what it
love
is.
it. Because there was a thing where the IRS was like, hey, if you didn't file your taxes on time this year, there won't be any penalties for people in these states because of blah, blah, blah. And so they did that. They said there's no penalties for late files, blah, blah, blah. And I was reading an article on it, and there were comments on the article. And this wasn't even on Instagram where people are fucking hateful. It's everywhere on the internet, but it was literally on the website, the article. There were people commenting on it like, well, thank God I was responsible and I've taught everyone in my life to file their taxes on time. Now some freeloaders are just getting blah, blah. Like, why are you upset about helping your fucking neighbor? Why do you want people to be in debt? Why do you want people to get taxed? Why do you want that? It's very much that like old proverb of crabs in a barrel, like just dragging each other back down instead of helping each other out. Like,
Yeah.
it's so irritating to me because I love to think about like, oh, what if we just did a rent strike? Like, oh, what if we just fucking did a worker strike? Like everyone just came together and was like, fuck this shit. They won't though.
Right. And
They won't, because some
especially,
people actually love to watch people suffer.
yeah. I mean, and especially in a place like the US where
Yeah.
everything is so individualized and everybody is just out for
Out for
themselves. And
themselves.
that's the culture that we've built for
Mhm.
however long, decades and decades. But yeah, it is crazy to think of what in general. I mean, weren't we just talking about were we talking about what did you say what if birds just like got together and decided like fuck humans, like
Yeah, like
the
over it.
damage they could do?
Yeah, birds could literally like first of all, think of how many birds there are. Think of the different kinds of birds that there are. Think if they could fucking communicate and like organize. Done. Humans done. We could have nukes, we could have everything. We're done. We're going to nuke the planet and they're going to be flying, watching like idiots.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You fucking
They're
idiots.
going to be flying above the nuke.
Yeah, we flew away from the fallout zone. We're not even worried about it. Fucking idiots.
Oh my
Now you're
god.
doing our job for us. You're just all gonna die of radiation. We'll just eat the radiated skin off your body.
That is so fucking funny. But yeah, it is really crazy to think about what what any group of people could accomplish if
If we
we
just
just actually were able
unite.
to work together. I mean, yeah, I would absolutely do a freaking like
Rent
strike
strike.
on my taxes, my property taxes.
I would do a rent strike because I would do. They need to fix the housing fucking market. Do you remember when you looked up that little dot? Talk about that.
I saw floating around on social media a map of all of the Airbnbs in Austin.
How
Um
many was it?
I it didn't even
Did it have a
have
number?
no, it didn't even have a oh my god, and this is from when I find it on Reddit. This is from a year ago, but it's like they are everywhere.
Thousands of homes.
Yeah. Like for
Thousands of
sure
homes are not being
thousands.
occupied by residents. They're being used for Airbnbs. And so I'm going to go ahead and say Airbnb, one of the biggest parts of the housing crisis. Okay. They have fueled and sent so much incentive for people to buy up properties and flip them into these short time rentals. I thought about doing it. I was going to go fucking buy a house and turn it into an Airbnb. That is how incentivized it has become. Like, I was going to fucking do it. But it
Mhm.
is, give these houses to people who need homes. Lower the price of houses for God's sake. Like, it is absolutely fucking disgusting to me that my parents, who make less money than I do combined together now, I make more money than both of my parents do today, on this day. I make more than them combined. I can't buy a house and they're sitting in a $1.2 million home.
Mhm. Yeah. It's pretty fucking insane, dude.
It's just so,
Doesn't make
I don't know how to
sense.
express my frustration because there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
And like, my parents aren't going to give me their house. So, so like,
Who are they
what?
going to give it to?
I don't know. They'd probably split it between the three of us.
Yeah, put all 3 of you on there.
Yeah. But then, like, guess who's probably gonna get priority? The guy with the fucking 3 kids.
Yeah. He's 3 kids?
He has 2.
Is there another
But
one
I'm
coming or
sure they're
something?
gonna have another one soon.
Yeah.
Like, he just loves to have fucking kids and no money. He loves doing it. It's like his favorite thing. He said, I don't have any money and I'm gonna ask my sister for some, but also babies. More of them.
I I don't get how. I mean, I think that probably after you have one baby, you realize like, "Oh, I could do another one of those." But
No.
I'm like, I cannot freaking I barely have enough money for myself as it is.
You know what I mean? Like,
Like,
what?
I do not wanna share all my money with somebody else yet who is not
It's not
contributing
even
whatsoever.
share all your money. It's you're giving all of that money to a baby. It's gone.
Yeah.
Goodbye lashes. Were those fun? Did you enjoy those? I saw you combing them just now. That was a fun thing.
Yeah.
Baby, no more lashes.
Yeah.
That's diaper money, honey.
Yeah. If I have to spend as much money on or on diapers as I do on lashes, I will.
I think you probably do. How much does the average American spend on diapers each month for one child?
I'm gonna look up per week because I see. Okay, no, it's not the same amount as
How
my
much is it?
lashes.
How much is it?
It says a family spend an average of $16 per week on diapers.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I spent. That's like, yeah, how much they don't even. We can think of something else though, and I'm
Okay,
sure.
well, see, the thing is, the way that people complain about the price of diapers doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, I mean, for us, but like for people that are like, don't make
I
as
guess,
much
yeah.
money.
I guess that's
I'm
fair.
like $16 a week. That's like
That's my Netflix subscription. It's less. Run it.
Netflix subscription. Oh my god. And also just while we're complaining, the fucking streaming services raising the price of literally every single one like every 6
They
months.
all called each other. They said, "Hey, Hulu, TikTok, or Netflix.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Amazon. We're thinking about going up $2, and we think it'd be really good if you guys did too. And that
Right.
way, like nobody like cuts any one of us off, and we all just kind of make more money."
Right. But they
Corporate
definitely did.
greed. Can we just start killing CEOs? I bet if
Yeah.
we did that, if we just started popping CEOs off,
No one would want to be
either
one.
people are going to be too scared, either people are going to be too scared to run the companies, or they're going to listen to the demands that I leave on the popped off CEOs. And I will be
Right.
leaving a list of demands.
Right. Have to.
Like when I pop off Kellogg's CEO, I'm going to say, "Hey, cereal bitches, you're all on my list. All of
Kellogg,
you."
dude, Kellogg is like owned by
Oh, that's the crazy thing. It's like there's like 1,000 brands in the stores and they're all owned by 4 people.
uh-huh.
It's
The
like, "Oh
girl
yeah,
who
diverse options."
yeah. Yeah, right. What do they call that? There's literally a word for it, like market, like competition or something. There's a word for it where it's like, oh yeah, look at how many options, look at how many companies there are competing for your dollar. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're literally all
No.
owned by fucking yeah. The
Yeah.
girl who does have you seen the girl who does like interpretive dance on TikTok and she'll talk about like really deep shit?
No.
It's funny. It's very silly, but she did one where she was talking
Okay.
about like like literally it's like 3 or 4 like conglomerate
Who own everything in the
huge
grocery
who
stores.
own everything. Not even just
Yeah, just everything.
literally everything.
Amazon owns like Hulu, Twitch,
And somebody else
grocery
owns
stores, Whole
Amazon.
Foods.
Like literally it's like there are who
Yeah, it's like 4 people who own literally
yeah,
everything. Because like these companies start and they do start on their own, right? And then they got bought up. And so they're owned by these conglomerates anyways. And that's why, just side note, why I think Mark Cuban is so fucking dope,
mhm.
because he created that website for the pharmaceuticals and all of that, which I
Yes.
feel like should be getting still hyped up. Why aren't we
Yes.
still
If
talking about
you've
it?
never heard of that, it's called Cost Plus Drugs, and they don't have every drug on there, but
But they're working on it.
they have a shitload. I tried to look and see if, like, I could get my Accutane on there or, like,
Mm,
but they did have my other medication that I was on for a long time, spironolactone.
no
Um,
way.
So they have a lot of fucking drugs on there, and a lot of like really like necessary drugs, like drugs for freaking
Mhm.
diabetes and like heart
Mhm.
disease and shit like
And
that.
he basically what he's doing is he's only marking it up 30% from what the manufacturers are charging as opposed to 300%. So 30% is regular sales. Like that's how you're supposed to sell things and make money is you upcharge the consumer 30% and you're going to start making money off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that the reason that this hasn't happened before and the reason that drugs are so expensive because every time some small company comes out and makes a really good drug and it's helping people, these big companies come, offer them a number that they
A
cannot refuse,
billion
buy them
fucking
up,
dollars.
you
Yeah.
know, buy them up and start charging people up the ass for these things. Um, and he can't be bought. He says,
Right.
I can't be bought.
He's fucking so
I'm
rich.
already a billionaire daddy. Come
Yeah.
on.
I know. It's hard because I do love Mark Cuban too. Then
Yeah.
I'm also like he
But
does a
anyone
lot
who
for
hoards
people.
wealth is kind of evil. But like the fact that he is doing that and he's not making money off of it, like obviously marketing, it's good for his image, it's good for this, it's good for that. But on that same note, regardless of all of these other side things, he's actually doing something really, really helpful for people.
Yeah.
You know,
15% markup actually.
15% markup. That's it.
And then they charge like a flat like $7 for shipping or
Like
something.
shipping.
$5 shipping fee. This says I feel like they upped the shipping recently. I feel like I saw something about that. But yeah. I mean, I feel like I guess you can have a lot of money as long as you're doing good for people, but also I'd like to see more. More,
More.
more,
No, because
more.
literally, like, what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
Just and it's not like these people just have $1 billion and it's sitting there. They're making money constantly. They have businesses sending them money all the time. Like they could literally be doing these philanthropic things every fucking day.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mackenzie Bezos, fellow
Yeah.
Mac,
Period.
donating like I don't know, like 90% of her wealth.
Yeah.
It was a big number. It was a big chunk because she's still rich as shit.
She has already donated an estimated total of 146 million to 200 or excuse me, 24 nonprofits this year.
Just
And
this
that's
year.
just yeah.
And she been donating constantly. Like
Yeah.
she
Oh, this says she has now given more than 14.1 billion to at least 1600 charities since 2020.
that's lit. That's literally what billionaires should be doing.
Yeah.
And she's still a billionaire.
That's the whole fucking thing. Oh my god. Okay, so I saw a diagram recently that showed so you know how people complain how we're spending all this money to Ukraine?
Mhm.
Which is like, I get it. We do have a lot of problems here. There's a lot. People need help here. But
Yeah.
also they're trying to stop, the Third World War and a huge
Yeah.
superpower from
I can definitely see both
both
sides.
sides. But I saw it was like a chart that showed how much our fucking defense budget is. And
It's like a
really
drop in the bucket. It's like
this much on Ukraine.
it's it
Like,
our defense budget is in the
yeah,
trillions.
right.
Wrap your head around that number. That's how many
It's
billions?
impossible. A million billions. A fucking
You sound
million
like
billions,
you
dude.
sound like Dr. Evil right now. $1 million billion.
1 million billions. Yeah, dude, it's fucking insane. Like, and we just can't. Have you ever seen? I feel like you have because I feel like we've talked about it. But somebody did a rice that like demonstrate. They used rice and one grain
Okay,
of
to show
rice.
like how much money was spent where.
1 grain of rice was $100,000.
Okay.
And they show this fucking, oh my god, I'm gonna need to find it. They show there's a pile of rice that is like, a million, and then it
Mhm.
shows like a trillion, and it is like a fucking heap of rice. And
Yeah,
each
yeah,
rice
huge.
is $100,000.
No, these are numbers that we can't even wrap our head around. These are numbers that we mathematically don't even fucking understand, truly. Like trillion is 1 followed by how many zeros? 9?
No,
10. No, no, no. A
12.
billion is 9.
Yeah.
12. 12 zeros.
because it's just really crazy. Like our brains literally can't even wrap themselves around these numbers. And there's
A
people out
visual
there
representation like that is very good.
very helpful. Yeah. Yeah, he did. This one is just 1 billion and it's like it's just 1 billion. So a million of those, a trillion,
Jeez.
that is a fucking bucket of rice. Um, so yeah, it's really crazy when we talk about these. I mean, how much money some people have. It's really insane. Cause I just saw that in
Trillions.
looking this up, this guy did a demonstration of how much money Jeff Bezos has, and it was like 122 billion. And this is from like a
Mhm.
couple years ago or something. And it's like a fucking insane fucking pile of rice.
Yeah.
And that's just
Yeah, yeah. And that's just one guy, not even a trillion.
it's fucking nuts. It's really insane.
There's literally nothing you can do with all that money. Like what are we really, really, really doing?
I love those
Give
two
it
when
away.
yeah. I love those two when people are like, Jeff Bezos could ride a private jet 6 times a day, every day for the rest of his life and like still have like however much left over. Like he could spend $100,000 a minute for 50 years and still
Still be a billionaire.
is something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's really crazy.
Crazy girl.
I was holding on to something. It's not a huge deal, but I wanted to get your thoughts and also our listeners' thoughts on something.
Period. Can I take a bong
Um,
rip?
of course. So, I recently found a new dog sitter that is like cheaper than the one I was using for a while. And she also doesn't smoke weed, which means she doesn't smoke my weed when she's here, which is nice. But my old one, I kind of like felt bad that I hadn't given her any work in a while, which is silly. I don't know why I felt like that, but I did. And so a few months ago, I booked her for like a weekend. Um, when I got back to the house, this is not a big deal, but it's just kind of funny. When I got back to the house, she had stripped the bed and washed the sheets, which is she's never done that before. None of my dog sitters have. I don't say to do that. I don't think that's a requirement. Um, none of them do that, and she definitely hasn't.
Yeah.
I've had her here, probably almost a dozen times. So I thought that was just kind of a little weird. I'm like, what happened in there that made you like wash all the
Maybe she
sheets?
got her period.
She washed the sheets, both blankets, and all the pillowcases.
I don't know.
Well, my thought was she fucking squirted in there. Anyway, she also left
Why
dishes
did you think she
dirty.
squirted?
I
Why
don't know.
was that your
I
first?
don't know
She's just
because I didn't
squirting
even
on
think
your pillows?
why was everything cleaned? You don't have to clean everything if
I
you got
think
period
maybe
on
she got her
something.
period. Maybe she got her period and she was like, fuck it, I'll just wash everything.
Maybe. That's fair. Um well, on top of all of that, she left a bunch of dirty dishes in my sink and not just like
Mm,
dirty, like they're sitting there, like maybe she rinsed them off.
crusty.
And there was also like crusty food like in my sink.
Uh,
Which I really,
yeah,
really
that's gross.
hate. Really hate that these
Yo,
days.
can I pause? Just keep your train of thought right now. I once had a dog sitter do the exact same fucking thing. I only hired her once, and she left like an open container of ice cream with a spoon in it in my freezer. And I was just like, is this your house? Do you live here?
Yeah. It's but because I'm
Like
like,
stuff was just left. And I was like, I don't expect you to be my fucking maid, but like clean up after yourself.
do not yeah, right. I have never, ever, ever been like, you need to leave my house cleaner than you found it. But
Yeah.
don't leave it dirtier than you found it. Are you insane? Are you crazy?
Are you nuts?
Are you fucking nuts?
I'm paying you.
Yeah. So on and the cherry on top of this was that my lighter in my living room was completely out of juice. which like there are other lighters in this house. But like I was like, dude, oh my god, when I went to go take a bong rip and my lighter didn't work, I was like,
Were you in kind of a
I'm gonna
mood?
kill her. What?
Were you in a bit of a mood at the time when you got home?
Uh no. We did get home late,
Okay.
but when I saw that the bed was stripped, I was like, what happened in there? Cuz I have told her before that like you can have a friend over if you want. Like if you I'd rather have you be at my house with a friend than leave my dogs for however long to go hang out with a
Yeah.
friend. Um so I just I thought that was like a little bit.
I'm not gonna go straight to sexual juices on your bed. That's
But
I
here's the
might not
thing,
even
she
wash
didn't
the sheet.
wash the white sheet. She washed the white sheet with everything else. So it wasn't like she was like washing the white sheet that got blood on it and, you know, using bleach or like whatever. Everything was in there together, which also pissed me off. I'm like, this stuff doesn't fit in my washer. You just put everything in there.
I'm trying to think. Maybe she had like a self tanner on.
She's Mexican. She doesn't
And
use self tanner.
maybe she had a self tanner on and it got all over everything.
She doesn't use self tanner. She
Maybe.
has a beautiful skin tone. She does not
Well, how
need.
do you know that that's not self tanner? Maybe she's been using it the whole time. And usually she sleeps in a Ziploc bag, but she forgot this time.
That seems unlikely, but not
I don't know. That is a little
impossible.
peculiar. That is a little peculiar.
I thought it was. I mean, I'm just probably not going to hire her again because the other girl, like, so I mean, I leave the grinder full for her every time. And oh my God, you know
Hmm.
what else? Okay. So I had a ton of wax. And so I left 2 containers of wax and one of them had a full 3 grams in it.
Damn.
And I left my, what's it called? My eye spire in there. She didn't. I left the ice spire in there with 2 things of wax, probably 5 grams total of wax in there. And I put the dabber on top of a thing of toothpicks of Q-tips. Like,
Okay.
please
Like, hey, use these.
treat my rig like it's not yours and please clean it out.
Yeah.
That shit is absolutely fucking covered in wax. That whole area, like it honestly there could be wax like down underneath the fucking thing because it is like so bad. And I cleaned it before she got here. So it was like spotless clean.
Oh.
Oh my God. I really was like, damn girl, all of these things one
No,
after
I totally
another.
get. Yeah, I wouldn't hire her again either. Like that first girl that I hired, I only hired her that one time, and she, like I said, like left dishes, left that ice cream in my freezer, which isn't a big deal. It's just like it makes me just abundantly aware that there was a stranger staying in my house for the last couple days, and
Who
that's just
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, cool.
Totally.
Um, and also she was like Snapchatting a lot. Like I could see her like posting stories
You
in my
followed her
house a
on
lot.
Snapchat?
I don't. Maybe it was on Instagram. Maybe
Or
it was
yeah.
somewhere.
So you knew her.
But so yeah, I was like checking because she wasn't sending me any updates or anything. So I would like go look at her page to see like if she was posting anything. And she was like posting stuff in my house, and I was like, cool.
Weird.
And then after that, I hired Lorraine.
Yeah.
And when I came home from Lorraine's first sitting, she had cleaned my backyard. She started teaching Doobie new tricks. There were no dishes in the sink.
Yeah.
There was a bowl packed in my bong.
Oh, that's really sweet.
And yeah, no, like she left the house spotless. Um, so I was like, I'm never going back. Like she's amazing. Love
Yeah.
Lorraine, 10 out of 10. Um, but yeah, no, because I totally get what you mean. Like when you see just like weird stuff, it just like kind of makes you like, what the fuck?
Yeah, when she fucking destroyed my rig, I was like, "Damn, girl!" And I could see that she moved the Q-tips to like behind the lamp, so I know she did not even fucking look at them again. And I didn't
Oh my
tell her
god.
like, "Could you please Q-tip every once?" You don't have to do it after every single
I don't
one,
think you should have to tell someone that.
right? I put the fucking Q-tips there with the dabber on top. Like, here's your fucking hint, girlfriend. please don't destroy my
Like, that's
rig.
just, like, a level of obliviousness to, like, somebody else's stuff. Like,
Yeah.
that's just, like, almost disrespectful. Like, either, like, you're just dumb or you're disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely was like, oh my God, you are not, yeah, coming back here. But we had a great
No,
run.
because that made me wanna be like, "Ugh, don't hire stoners." You know what I mean? Like, that left a bad taste in my mouth about hiring stoners
Well,
because he said that the other girl doesn't smoke,
she
but
doesn't.
Lorraine is a stoner, and Lorraine smokes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, this other girl just doesn't like. She doesn't. The one I'm talking about, the dog sitter I've been talking about, is definitely a heavy stoner too. Like,
Mhm.
I would come, I would leave the grinder full for her, and I would come back to it empty for
Mhm,
like,
just dusted.
yes, like every last bit is gone. Like,
Oh, wow.
um, and this time I basically was like, look, I like have somebody that is willing to come for cheaper. So like I want to give you the job, but can you help
Meet
me
me
out
at
on
this
the price
rate.
here? And she was like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I can, but can you leave me a good amount of weed?
No?
Yeah. I was like,
What the
sure, girl.
fuck? Oh,
Yeah.
that's very much taking liberties. Absolutely not. Asking you for more weed?
Well, she was like, I'll come down on the price, but can you leave me a good amount of weed?
No, like, what the fuck? Like, me leaving weed is just, like, a nice thing that I do for you. I
Yeah.
don't have to do that. That's not part of the arrangement, and if I don't leave you weed, guess what? That's the tea.
Yeah. Well, she's not getting left anything anymore at
Yeah,
all.
like, that's crazy. That message alone would have been like,
Yeah. And
"No."
I just didn't want to like frickin', yeah, I was
No, I
like,
get it.
the
Very
other girl
sweet.
is coming for my like my 10-day trip in October. So I'm like, that
Good.
is no more of all this foolishness. So yeah. But yeah. I'm glad you had some other ideas about the bed being stripped. But my
Yeah, no, I
brain.
think there's a lot of things that coulda happened. I think her just squirting is kinda crazy.
um I guess she could have like spilled something, but also
Yeah,
like
she
why
coulda
didn't you text me and be like,
spilled.
"Hey, I spilled something in the bed. I put everything in the washer." Like
Well, because
it
she
needs to
just doesn't
be.
seem like that kind of person. She left
No.
dishes in your sink.
Yeah, no, but she's never done that before. She's never done any of that
Maybe she's
before.
never spilled she's never left the dishes in the sink
No.
before?
She's never left my kitchen dirtier than when I
She said, "You
left.
didn't pay me enough.
Yeah.
Dishes." What the fuck?
Oh
That's
man.
weird.
I really the fucking dishes just really. Because, oh man, I don't even like it when there's new dishes in my sink when I leave for a
Don't
trip and it's
fucking
just
leave me your
Adam.
dishes. I paid you to fucking dog sit. Clean up after yourself. Is this a joke?
Hmm. Okay, well, thank you for your thoughts on that.
Yeah. No, 0 stars.
Yeah.
Have a bowl
Um,
with me.
uh, meh.
You don't wanna smoke?
I don't want to smoke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. I support
It's all
you.
good. Thanks so much.
I'm gonna find us a listener question
Slay.
while you take your bowl. What are you smoking?
I don't know. It was the same
Right.
stuff that I had in Vegas.
It's blueberry something.
Oh, nice.
Blueberry. It's like 4 words. I don't remember what it said, but
It's because we have the same plug.
yeah. Shout out that plug.
Shout
They
out to
are
all the
awesome.
plugs
Yeah.
we love. I'm finally getting this nail set off today.
Nice. What's your plan
I've
for
had
it?
this for over I'm just gonna get like something short.
Oh my God. Actually, wait, I forgot I wanted to mention how. So this weekend, Mac Dizzle and I were in Vegas together and we went out to the club. And after, Mac Dizzle had to stop and get gas. So we're at the gas station and those of us that had consumed alcohol that night were turning up. We had the music playing very loud.
Not me is what she's saying.
Yeah,
I
Mac
was
Dissel
busy
was
pumping
not.
some gas.
But there was a like I don't want to say homeless, but I feel like he was homeless.
It was a houseless individual.
Yeah. he was a street guy at the gas station, and he was very entertained by all of us, and you couldn't tell on his face. It wasn't like he was smiling or happy or anything. He was just
Yeah,
staring.
he was staring
Yeah,
really hard. It was kind of scary, actually.
it
Like,
was.
me being a sober person, it was, like, kind of scary to watch because he was looking at you guys very intensely.
Yeah, it was definitely, yeah, intense. Um, but at some point, he he drops down to the ground and just starts doing push-ups.
He was
Um,
demonstrating his value as a
he
man.
was fully demonstrating his physical fitness, for all of us to see, just in case maybe we wanted to take him home, you know,
He be up in the gym just working
working
on
on
my
my
fitness.
fitness. Yeah.
We're his witness.
Ooh,
Ooh-wee.
yeah. But that was really, really funny and entertaining.
Yeah, I didn't see the push-ups part. I saw him starting to put his hair up, and that
Oh,
concerned me because I was like, "Oh, he's getting ready to do something active." And at that point, that's when I stopped pumping the gas and I was like, "Everybody,
let's
round up
go.
into the car. We're leaving." And
Uh,
so I guess he started doing push-ups after that, but the thing that I saw was him putting his hair up and staring at y'all, and I was like, "Okay, we got to go. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. He's getting his hair out of his face. He's focused. We got to go."
that's funny. Yeah, that is really funny. I did not
Yeah, but
see
I was
that
also
part.
like trying to be like cool mom, like, "Oh, it's chill. Everything's chill."
Yeah,
Yes.
no one be scared. No
No,
one.
it's not scary.
We're
We're
just gonna
good.
go. Yeah.
We're just gonna
Oh, that's so
go.
funny.
That actually one time when I was like, I don't know, I've told the story before, but like a man exposed himself to me and this mom and like this other girl. And when it happened, the mom wasn't like, ah, she was just like, "We gotta go. Come on, we gotta go.
She
We
was
gotta
like
go."
calm, like yeah,
Yeah, just like, "Come on, let's go. We're
yeah.
leaving." Yeah.
That's
Shout
funny.
out women.
Period. The superior freaking gender, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
She's saying it today.
There's literally nothing that can make me think that men are better than women ever. You
We've been
know,
told that they are our whole life, so please.
and we've been lied to. So, yeah, period. Well, that was gorgeous. Great job.
Thank you.
Wonderful work. Um, okay, Mac Dizzle, I have a question for you. Well, it's for both of us. But the question is, what's a favorite memory y'all have from a trip that you've taken together? Oh God.
I'll tell you the first one that came to mind.
Okay.
Taking a shit behind the tractor.
Yes. Yep, that
We were in
was
the middle of butt fuck nowhere. I don't even know what state we were in. I literally
Arizona.
somewhere maybe Utah, Arizona. Okay. And something that we like to do on road trips is we'll just kind of like pull off and make trillers.
Yeah.
So we had pulled off and we were like filming silly little videos on this tractor that was just like abandoned in the middle of nowhere, and all the excitement just got my stomach so stirred up, so I had to pop a little squat, and I took a shit right next to a tractor in the middle of
Mhm.
nowhere outside.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's pretty funny. I mean,
That's one
most
of my
of
favorites.
yeah, the fond memories. I mean, so that day we were driving to basically we thought we were driving to the Grand Canyon, but like a different part of the Grand Canyon, like not like the part where you're at the top and you like you like look out over the Grand Canyon, like the one where everyone takes a picture. No. We thought we were going to some other part of the Grand Canyon. We really didn't know what. But like we are going to the
We just
Grand
wanted to
Canyon.
go. We're like, it's on the way. Let's fucking stop at the Grand Sea, you
Yeah,
know?
the Grand Sea, the good old Grand Sea. So we like my phone was taking us to like a Grand Canyon National Monument, something like that. Um, and so we are out in the fucking desert. We're driving on a dirt
Middle
road for at
middle
least
of
yeah, there's
nowhere.
nobody around. Like we saw one
Nothing.
there was one like work truck that I remember seeing. Other than that, there was no one, and we were on a dirt road driving for like a full at least 30 minutes.
Well, I was gonna say it felt like an hour of like trying to like go there, go back, go further, come back, go further, come
Because
back.
didn't we have to go back to where we had cell service? Didn't we have
Yeah,
to like
because the issue was that there was a certain point on the road that we lost service and we kind of had to memorize the directions from that point on. And
yes.
we had to keep going back because it was in the Grand Canyon. I don't know where the fuck we were, but you could not see canyon above, below, anywhere. The canyon was not to be found. But I think that was probably my favorite road trip that we did. Is that the one where we also had like the snowball fight and we were,
Yeah,
because I feel like I'm basing it off of, yeah, okay.
when we were leaving Colorado, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was a really,
Um,
really good. And then we stopped in
yeah,
Zion.
we stopped at Zion, which we also like. So we got to Zion, like, well, we got to the city that's like outside of Zion National
Hmm.
Park, and we didn't realize that like we had to like hike into Zion National Park.
Yeah.
So we were
I
like,
was like, let's just go like pull up to a waterfall real quick.
yeah, we're like, obviously, we're not hiking into anywhere.
It was like 11-mile hikes, not just like cute little like a mile in, a mile out. Cause I would have
Mhm.
did that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like, yeah, I mean, that's like a hour and a half, like maybe.
Yeah, people had like backpacks and
The
canes
ones
and
where like people you have to like walk through water at some points.
yeah, yeah.
So we obviously did not do that, but we did make a Triller.
We did make
Um,
a Triller.
yeah. So
So
that
many
was really
Trillers were
fun.
made.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like if there was any other like really memorable.
Oh my god, the spider in the hotel room when we first checked in, it was like this big and we had to switch rooms. We couldn't even stay in there anymore.
Yep, we called the front desk and said, "Sorry, we literally cannot be in this room." That thing was fucking huge. It was
Huge.
ginormous. Oh my god, yeah,
Huge.
that's funny. Yeah, we have some pretty good memories. I'm sure that
And then one
there's
time
more.
I watched an animal explode
Oh.
and you couldn't help but laugh because of the way that I described it. So basically, what happens is we're driving and I see some animal dart across the road, and the truck in front of us, this big semi, hits it and it just explodes. Like this animal just literally obliterates. Like you could just see just everywhere. And I start crying because hitting an animal is one of my biggest fears when I'm driving. It's like I'm not joking. I fear it so fucking much. I don't know how I would recover from that.
Mhm.
So I'm very, very aware and I have ADHD, which is helpful because I see animals a lot more often than other people do. Um, and so I saw it happen, and you're supposed to just hit them. You're not supposed to slam on the brakes or do
Swerve
anything.
or
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a lot. Like you could kill yourself doing that. So I understand that what happened had to happen. But I did still cry because it was very traumatizing in the moment, and I was trying to describe it to Joy, and I was like, it just ran across and exploded. And she could not help but laugh. She said, I'm not laughing. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing because you're crying. It's just the way you described it. So I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there crying and she's having a good chuckle.
You were already so stressed too because we had to get an
Yeah.
oil change. So
Yeah.
that
And
on
everything was
top of
Utah.
yeah.
Utah on a Sunday. I always find myself needing things in Utah on a Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor
And
girl.
that's not a good time to need things in Utah.
It's just not a good time to be in Utah, I think.
That's the day I got arrested was a Sunday, and I
Oh
had to
yeah.
drive to a specific city to find the fucking AutoZone that was open.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Richfield.
Richfield.
I need to call my attorney about that. I ain't paid the money yet. Oops. Oh well, I'll figure it out. It's
Yeah.
fine. Who cares?
Well, thank y'all so much for listening. We should talk more about trips on one of these
We
episodes.
should. We
Go
should.
through
That's
some.
very nostalgic and fun. And we vlogged most of them, so it's easy to like pull back and like recall like
Yeah.
fun things that happened on them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about the fact that we make content is I can like go back and like really just see like videos of our life and it's like a movie.
Yes. It is like a fucking movie, period. Yeah.
All right, we'll
Sweet.
see you guys next week. Make good choices, be good to yourself, be good to each other.
Thank you. Love you.